Hi everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to another episode of Outside the Box Soaps. Today I am making a soap that is going to be scented with Karma fragrance, and I have coconut, rice bran oil, some shea butter, some castor, and I think that's it. I think that's what I got in here. So everything is about 70 degrees. I'm going to be doing a tiger stripe swirl, and I have a bunch of colors here. I've got a dark purple, I've got an orchid, I have gold mica, and I have some alfalfa powder for the green, and then I'm going to be doing some white. So it's going to be a lot of colors. It'll be a busy soap, so we're hoping that it will go well. So let's get started and let's just make some soap. And I've not used the fragrance before, so as always, be crossing my fingers and hoping. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go real slow and just try to get to emulsification here, because I do not want to speed up trace. So did I say olive? I've got olive, coconut, rice bran, shea, and castor. Gets me every time, that little bugger. Right on that end. Okay, so it got pretty opaque. It's looking pretty blended at this point. Just going to give it a few more beats. Alright, so let's start to do some color separation here. And since I've got a lot of colors, probably not going to have a ton of batter for each color. You know that the cups only hold about 16 ounces, so I don't want to have a bunch of one and not enough of the other. So let's see how we do. Right. Getting a mess, as always. Okay. And I think that will just about do it. So I'm going to get cleaned up here. I'm going to stir up my colors and I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back. So I have all my colors mixed, and the next thing to do is add the fragrance and hold our breath. So put some titanium dioxide in the main bowl, and I also added a little bit of white sparkle mica to that. And this is not all fragrance. I actually have added some of my soap oils to the fragrance. I usually do that to try and minimize the shock. Can't say that it always works, but we give it a try. Okay, so the white's looking good. Looks like I got more of this dark purple than the rest, but that will be okay. We will make it work. Can't really put the stick blender in that cup at this point. There's just too much stuff in there. Looks like it did this color things a bit. I hope that's just temporary and that once it cures out, it'll be okay. Because now I'm looking a little gray instead of that orchid. I had that nice orchid color. But the green's looking good. Really like that alfalfa powder. Did a nice job of coloring this. Alright, so I think that I am at this point just ready to get pouring. Okay, so got my mold. And my plan was to start with, let me see if I can get this in the frame. Get it in the frame. Okay, my plan was this, to start with the dark purple. The next to go with the lighter. Now next was to go with the white. The base color. And then it's going to go with the, let's go with the green. Next would be the lighter purple. And it's rinse and repeat. So I will put you on pause and save you the boredom and come back when it's all poured. Okay, so now my colors are all in. And the next thing to do is to give it a swirl. So I'm going to go all the way down. Start here, doing some S's across the soap, and I can feel it's picking up a bit of weight. It's getting a little solid, but that's okay. I think we're in good shape. Still fluid enough to do what I set out to do, and it behaved well, so I am a happy camper. Okay, so that's one way. And then I think that I'm also going to go in, let's see, the opposite direction. Turn it. Well, it's actually going in the same direction, so what do I want to do? All right, give me a minute here. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is do it this way as well. So I'm going to do the up and down across as well. And hopefully that will give me the nice look that I was seeking. Okay, now to deal with the top. So I've got lots to scrape out here. Do plop, plop, plops. Get some of this. And again, this is kind of boring for you guys, so I'll just pause you and come. Okay, so I am back. Everything's empty. I'm all plopped out. Pretty much everything that can possibly come out of the buckets is out at this point. So what I want to do now is try to do some decor on the top. So I'm going to take a spoon. I can't find my teaspoon, so I'm just going to use this tablespoon, this measuring tablespoon, and just see what I can do here. Some little twisties and turnies. I don't like to make the peaks too deep because when you cut the soap, It kind of looks like a big hole. Or at least to me it does. I don't know. Like, oh, I got gypped on this piece because there's a big hole here. I don't know. So, I think that I'm going to leave this alone. And I actually don't know whether what I did with this swirl, because I think I ended up doing a mantra swirl and it was too thick for that. But we'll see when it comes out. It is very late. It's actually a new day now. The sun is up. But this was, for me, this was a redemption batch of soap, because I did one last night that absolutely bombed and just came out terribly, terribly bad. So I felt like I needed to redeem myself by doing something and actually having it turn out all right. So I am going to just very briefly top this off with a little bit of, just got this jet black glitter and I kind of like it. So I'm gonna top this off. And if you're seeing the band-aids on my fingers, I don't know what's going on with me. I think I have to keep my gloves on while I'm cleaning, and I have not been doing that, so I've got all these little teeny holes in my fingers from lye burns. So we don't want to make that continue. So I'm going to put gloves, new gloves on before I clean it up. Because, you know, you're cleaning it, but it's still caustic stuff. And I don't have a separate dishwasher, so I can't take everything and just throw it in the dishwasher. And I can't just leave it until it becomes soap, because just the thought that I have to come the next day and deal with it is, it's not happy for me. So I will just put on a new pair of gloves and do my cleanup before I head off to bed. So tomorrow, when this is all done and cured, and not cured, but settled, and I cut it, I will share some pictures. So please remember to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and happy soaping. Have a great day. And there we go.